Hello everyone, my name is Thomas. I'm here today to share with you how important our actions and work performance can affect guest experiences, which we track through something called S.A.L.T scores. In the following scenarios, we have taken actual S.A.L.T responses from our guests that have shared with us both positive and negative, and recreated them to showcase why what we do really makes an impact on our guests. We start off with the very first impression of our hotel, the front desk team. The following scenario is an over-the-top scene of a guest checking in and not receiving the warm welcome that we are to provide to all of our guests. We see Danielle, who is clearly unhappy and looks as if she would rather be somewhere else. She proceeds to provide our guest with our warm and delicious chocolate chip walnut cookie and room keys. Our guest walks away, but Danielle decides to show off her throwing arm one more time for good measure. Our guests are always watching, so it is important that we are always stage ready by smiling and being ready, willing, and able to offer service no matter what. Also, guests should never have to ask for their benefits. Most Hilton Honors members receive their complimentary waters at check-in. Other departments can simply thank them for their loyalty if they know they are a member. Let's see how arrivals actually happen. Front desk agents welcome the guests and offer our signature chocolate chip and walnut cookie. After confirming status, we provide their benefits and their keys, share any pertinent information about our hotel, and inform them to enjoy their stay. Typically, we see guests say that they enjoy being welcomed as a special guest and receiving their cookie and water. A lot of these surveys come back with the highest score possible, a 10. Now let's see how our bellman can affect our S.A.L.T scores. The following is a scenario showcasing our bellman assisting our guests with their luggage. Interactions such as this can really affect our overall staff helpfulness scores. We see our guests struggling with their belongings as they enter our hotel lobby. Our bellman is simply just standing there with their arms in their pockets. Our guest drops his things due to difficulty, and our bellman gives in and assists the guest. The bellman is not interacting with our guests as they should. The bellman, still not caring about his work performance, then decides to throw the guest's belongings into the room in order for him to get this done quickly so that he can go back simply to just standing around. Once finished, he walks away, but neglects to tell the guests to enjoy their stay. Our bellmen are among the first impression of the hotel. If they are not willing to assist, then our guests would typically score us low on overall staff helpfulness. Similar S.A.L.T scores have seen a 6. Let me note here that anything 8 or lower is actually a failing score. One bad score can drastically lower our overall scores, and it will take many 9s and 10s before we can get our scores back to its original levels. Now let's see what we have done to gain a positive experience with our bellmen. Typically, our bellmen are a few steps ahead of our guests and already approach them to see if they need any assistance. Here, we have Chet aid a guest out of our shuttle and place their belongings into a cart. Here, they will also converse with our guests, welcoming them to the DoubleTree. Our guests can stay anywhere they want, so we definitely want to make sure they feel welcomed. While they walk to the room, bellmen talk with our guests, answer any questions they may have, or just simply make small talk. Now that's a well-deserved tip. Our bellmen are some of many employees who should know the needs of our guests. By us performing in such a way, guests have said in numerous S.A.L.T surveys that they were very polite and we always go above and beyond to help. Bellmen allow us the opportunity to wow them in the beginning, potentially lowering the chances of our guests not experiencing any negative within their stay. Now last but not least, we have our favorite restaurant, the Time Out Sports and Pizza Bar, and its staff. Here, we will see how poor time management from our servers can really affect the overall dining experience. We see a very quiet restaurant, and guests sitting at a table are looking very impatient. There is no server in sight, no menus, and no waters. Where can that server be, might you ask? There she is, enjoying a very inappropriate quick snack at the bar. Pizza and apple juice, the meal of champions. She comes around, finally, to the table and dumps their menus and napkins on the table and walks away. When they are ready to order, she is not conversing with our guests and are therefore not having a pleasant experience. Here's a perfect opportunity for our servers to answer any questions that the guests may have. Slow service and unattentive waitstaff is what is usually said about our servers who provide similar services. At this point, guests have been on our property for some time now, and if they continue to have negative experiences, then we are most likely guaranteed to receive a failing score. Remember, a lot of work will have to go into improving our scores. Service recovery can sometimes be costly, especially when it adds up. So it's important that we try to have more of a positive experience each time, such as this. Our guests walk into the Time Out Sports and Pizza Bar happy after having a pleasant experience at check-in and with our bellman. A server arrives instantaneously with their menus, moments later with waters and a bar snack. A wonderful way to start off their perfect dinner. Throughout the meal, especially when they order, the servers interact with our guests to ensure that they are happy with what they will order. Scenarios such as this are what's common at Time Out Sports and Pizza Bar, as there are many surveys that we received where guests notice that servers are very helpful and in turn cause their entire dinner experience to be enjoyable. After viewing this video, you will see that it is a team effort in ensuring that all of our guests have a pleasant experience and that how we present ourselves and how our actions can affect our SALT scores. Negative scores will still happen as you cannot please everyone. But if you logged into SALT right now, you would see the opposite. With 200 plus surveys already received and counting, our guests are clearly loving the DoubleTree by Hilton in Bristol. And who can blame them? We're great!